Hey guys, Happy New Year! Today I wanted to talk about things I want to leave in 2018. Obviously, that's the title of the video, but I thought I would also talk about my New Year's resolutions because I think that's a bit more positive and forward thinking, and it's good to talk about not stuff that you won't do but stuff that you will start to do for yourself, and I think it's positive to try and be your best self and improve in the new year as long as you're doing it in like a way that's healthy and stuff. I did do one of these videos last year and I talked about some things I wanted to leave in 2017 and also some things that I was looking forward to in 2018. Black Panther and Infinity War.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
I thought you guys might like to see another one of those this year, so let's go! So firstly, I want to explain what I mean by like leaving stuff in 2018 or leaving stuff in 2017, because last year I talked about stuff like sexism and victim blaming and stuff like that, and obviously those things still exist. I'm not saying that any of those things are going to disappear from one year to the next, but I thought that there are some things we could just no longer be supporting, like we could unfollow people who do these things and or call these things out if it's safe to do so, and it would just be good to no longer support certain things in this new year. So here we go. The first thing on my The first thing on the list is TERFs. There has been a lot of TERFery around at the moment, and there's been a lot of transphobia everywhere, especially in the media, especially in the UK media, and especially on the internet. And we can't really do that much about the media, unfortunately, except call them out when they do bad things. But I feel like to deal with people like that online, it's best to block and ignore these people. You can report certain things to Twitter, for example, if they're against the rules, although Twitter like to not give a shit about that. But a lot of the time people feel the need to argue with people and debate them and give them all the attention and stuff like that, which can feel like you're doing some good, but sometimes it's better to just ignore people like that because they don't usually want to listen, and it's just best to not pay people like that attention and instead to give your attention to like trans charities or positive things that can help trans people rather than using all your energy for bad people. A lot of the anti-LGBT arguing and trolling and stuff online is intended to tire people out anyway. It's intended to make you repeat yourself or to misquote you so you have to defend yourself, and it's like intended to tire people out. It's a thing, and it's sometimes best, like, we don't want someone to use up all our energy. We need to save our energy for good things, and we don't need that kind of energy in 2019. So we should just leave people like that behind and not entertain them in any way. This is a big one, ableism. There are so many words that are part of our vocabulary that are actually some kind of slur or some kind of word like against people with disabilities or mental health problems, and it's best to kind of try and avoid words that have that kind of meaning and use something else instead. And obviously, like, there are still people using the R word and stuff, which you should obviously not use, so let's not be doing that in 2019 because it's ridiculous, and we should be positive and lift each other up and not use words that like punch down at a minority of people, obviously. The next one is kind of potentially triggering, so sorry about that. You might want to skip this part if you're easily triggered, but it's to do with supporting rapists and sexual abusers and stuff like that. I want to leave anyone in 2018 who is supporting anyone like that, anyone who's a fan of like R. Kelly or that 69 guy, or that even like Melanie Martinez. Like, I'm still seeing people supporting her now, which obviously isn't okay, and some of her fans are really toxic and really attack people online or make fun of her victims and stuff, or just make fun of rape as a thing and make it into a joke and make fun of victims of rape, and it's a really serious issue. Obviously you can't stop people like this I was gonna say stop people like this existing, that's kind of a bad thing to say. You can't stop people like this from being like this, but you can choose not to engage with them or be their friend or anything like that, and I think that's a good idea to just use, especially on things like Twitter where you can so easily use your unfollow button and your block button and stuff. It's good to exercise that right and to keep your space clear of people like that who are going to give you any bad energy or gonna promote bad things. Okay, Taylor Swift hate. People who just hate on whoever it's fashionable to hate on and jump on hate bandwagons. Like, currently it's kind of still Taylor Swift. Well, in like 2016 it was the most fashionable thing on earth to give her hate or accuse her of being bad or whatever. And now I feel like some of that's died down because since the Reputation tour it's been kind of popular to like her. So the people who are just trend followers just switch. And it's just really stupid to do stuff like that. Like, if you don't like a certain type of music, you can just shut up and listen to something else. Bandwagon hate is just not okay. It's bullying and it's tiring. Like, we get it, you're edgy, you don't listen to Taylor Swift, you only listen to something else. It's just better to be edgy somewhere else and not give people hate for things that aren't their fault. Okay, this is like not like a serious one like some of the other ones I've said, but it's like important to me. When it comes to Adrian Howell, a lot of people are actually gatekeeping his fandom and saying you can't genuinely like him if you're a fan of Dan and Phil, and you're not allowed to like two things, which is really fucking stupid. Apparently people seem to think you can be like a genuine fan of his and enjoy his content, or you can be someone who's also a fan of Dan and Phil, and then you're just liking him because it's popular or something, which is completely stupid. You can genuinely enjoy Dan and Phil's content and genuinely enjoy Adrian's content. They're not in relation to each other, they're completely different types of content, and that it doesn't make sense to gatekeep like that. Just let people enjoy things. I've got my New Year's resolutions here now, and I have an issue where if I make resolutions that are too difficult or like I'm not likely to stick to them, I can get quite panicky or demotivated and I'm not likely to do them. So I've tried to make them achievable-ish. I don't want to make them too easy because then I'm not really trying. I want to try to be the best version of myself and better myself, but I've tried to make them a bit achievable as well, so I'm not going to end the year like I didn't do that at all. I want to exercise more. You probably saw that one coming. You guys probably don't know. I trained as a yoga teacher and used to do yoga all the time, do my training, do full weekends of a lot of exercise. I got my fitness right up. I've got a lot of muscle tone, and not like muscle, but like muscle tone. I was like my best self physically, and since not engaging in that anymore and being like too depressed to move, I kind of lost that, and then that lost me motivation because I felt bad that I wasn't my best self like I'd been before. So that's going to be one of my New Year's resolutions, to just get my fitness back up and sort my body out physically. Like in my last video I talked about gaining some weight, or like gaining some fat on my upper abs and lower abs, which I think is a lot of lack of muscle tone, and yeah, maybe just eating the wrong things and lack of muscle tone. Like if I was eating the wrong things but also exercising a lot, I might just have a bit more tone, and there's nothing wrong with having fat on your body, it's necessary for life. I feel like I've got more here than I have everywhere else. I just like to tone that up a bit, and the rest of me is very skinny, so if I have anything here it shows more on me than it would on someone else. So I'd like to just deal with that. I don't have much money to join a gym, but there is a gym near me where you can get a month free membership, and then if you want to continue paying you can stay. So I might just do the month and go like every day for a month and do little bits every day, something achievable like that, that will get my body better and also get me feeling better in myself and feeling a bit more proud of myself and a bit less depressed, hopefully. And then at the end of the month, if I've still got money, we can see from there. So that's a very long way of saying I'd like to join a gym for a month and deal with my muscle tone and my fitness levels. I think that will really help me. Every day I want to do a yoga or a guitar lesson. I find it difficult, as I said before, to set myself loads of tasks every day, because then if I don't do any of them I just feel like a failure, and that's not good. So I'd like to do, as part of my routine, either a yoga session or a guitar lesson every day, and then if I do both that's like a bonus. I'm not going to not do both, but the bare minimum is going to be one of each a day. I think that's not too unachievable for me and my laziness, because I've kind of got out of practice of the guitar as well, and I can't remember how to play it. And the next one is to find a job, probably as a nanny, because you can get like after school nannying work and it can fit around the volunteering I do and stuff, and that might be good just to get me back into a workplace of sorts. Maybe it might be better to do stuff like nannying than other types of job, just to get me back out there. And I'm going to apply for more jobs every day. I'm not going to have days where I don't apply for anything at all. I'm going to try and apply every day and see what happens. Also, I'm going to be kinder to myself and practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is basically being kind with yourself and being realistic with your goals and stuff, and not beating yourself up if you don't achieve your goals. It's kind of what I've said already, but I want to practice that a bit more, because I can get angry at myself if I don't achieve things, and I've learned that that doesn't actually help. It doesn't help me stay more on task, it kind of throws me off more. So to be a bit more mindful, even with setting goals and stuff, would be good. The last one is my cat is really fat and he needs to go on a diet, but he's making it really hard for us to keep him on a diet because he like begs for food and he's very naughty. So one of my resolutions is to just stick to that for him, because it's going to be better for him if he isn't so obese, and the vet will be less angry with us. Say hello. Say, I am the fatto catto. He's got too big. Didn't you? You got too big. He's actually on my chair. Hello. Oh, gorgeous. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So, am I even in shot? Let me move the piano. Hi. So, I hope you enjoyed that, and I wonder how you are going to do your New Year's resolutions this year, or if you don't like New Year's resolutions or find them helpful as you baby. So let me know in the comments if you're having any New Year's resolutions, or if there's anything you want to leave in 2018, and I'll see you in the next video. Look, I had to move the piano over for you to sit on that cushion. I realise this isn't a good setup anyway. Pikachu. Pikachu! There's my baby. I love you. I'm sorry I overfed you and the vet is cross and saying you need to lose weight. But to be honest, you're the one who begs for food every minute of the day.